Well, hi everybody, it's Hubby here with Just About Anything Garage, and this is a pre-introduction to the video. We are about to release part 2 of the Vette, getting it ready for the road, but we're going to break it into 2 pieces. So this is going to be part 2.1 because we got a million pieces to it, lots of information with what we did. So we just wanted to give you a heads up to that. It'll end at the point where we have the steering column together, you know what I mean if you watch the video, and then we're gonna release the other portions of having it just about there on the road and ready to go. Right, just wanted to give you a heads up. We're gonna jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Well, hi there everybody, it's Hubby with Just About Anything Garage. I just did a bunch of vehicle Tetris because I had to mow over here. Because we messed, well, you can still see some of it that I didn't do because it's underneath, but cleaned up. We had to move Big Bertha out, get out of there. We had to move Laverne around. She's sitting over there, but we're back onto it. Hey, we're back onto the to Ghost. This is part 2 of getting it cleaned up for the road. I want to do this as the intro portion of the video and let you know where we're at, what's come in. We're still waiting on that stupid seal. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but it looks like it's another week out, so it's on its way coming. We did manage to get, however, the correct gaskets for these valve covers that we're going to go ahead and put on. And I decided to, since how they weren't that expensive, order up, and we just got that, the new control valve for the power steering, because if you remember, it was leaking, so we can get that done. The other thing that we did was, as we're getting ready to finish this out here, is we pulled the column the rest of the way out. Not out, but apart, so that we could get into the multifunction switch here, so that we could fix what it was. Because what we had was, if you remember from the end of the last videos, it wasn't the easy thing, which was this switch right here, which we're going to replace, because to pull it out I had to clip the end of the old switch to pull it back up. But I know how to route this down when we put the new one in, so we'll be kosher there. This is the cover for it. But what actually happened was, this is a pivot that I was telling you about, that we pulled this piece out of, that was broken off, that goes in. If you see that bolt right there, that bolts that right into there, which gives you all the lever action that you require for that multifunction switch. So we don't have to replace the column. I was able to find one motion. This is an interesting story. I was looking on Marketplace to see if I couldn't find a parts vet, which we may still pick up. And I came across, after doing some searching, a guy down in Texas, not far from where we used to live, who had a bunch of Corvettes, and he was selling parts off of them. So I contacted him, and he had what I needed. Once we conversed back and forth across Messenger for a little bit, and he said, no, I got what you need. This is what you need. And he kibitz a lot and told me, like, here's our switch right here. This is the portion that goes onto that pivot that does the turn signal actuation. And this is actually the switch for the washers, right? Wiper washers. You can get washer and wiper out of it. That's going to go back on there. He kibitz me, says as long as that's, clicking when you turn it, the switches are working and everything is kosher. Come to find out, after searching a little bit, that's Ben Corvette I was talking to. I don't know if you know, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got about 90,000 subscribers. He is he's a younger guy, old soul though. He does all kinds of restorations. He's a lot like Derek from Vice Grip Garage in the fact that he's passionate about it, and he does a lot of other cars as well. But he focuses extremely on Corvettes because he loves Corvettes. Good guy. I want to give him a shout out and say, if you haven't looked up him, look him up. Go look at his stuff. It's good stuff. I've referenced his videos before, and I'm glad I kind of got to meet him on Messenger. So he's sending me off the pivot part, which ain't cheap. Don't break that part, okay? Don't break that part. And we're gonna get this all back together, and we'll go ahead and we'll get the rest of the stuff set up. We'll get all those parts switched out. We'll get the seal. We'll get the seal done. We'll get in here. We'll finish the regulators on the doors. We got this apart, right? But the window's working just fine. What I found out with this regulator is that these are all loose. So initially I popped some welds on the washers to tighten it, wouldn't work it. So we drove in some self-tappers into the bracing to hold it, and that seems to be doing it. Although if you go down too far, it'll pull this motor back and it'll get jammed. So we're gonna have to be aware not to put it down too far, because it's, you know, basically it's old and it's worn and it needs new parts in it. But we're not going to do that, because remember, we're doing a fire breather out of this. We're going to do the suspension parts. We're going to do the motor parts. We're going to do anything to make it rip on the street, and then we'll go ahead and we'll turn our attentions to the beauty points on it with that. All right, so that's where we are. I just wanted to kick this off, let you know that we're back onto it. It's what, the 12th today, so it's been like 4 days since I did the other video and put out part 1, and we'll try and get part 2 all done here and get her on the road and cranking. So stay tuned. We'll bring up some more stuff for you for Ghost as we get her together. All right, so we got her back up in the air. The reason we got her up in the air is we got, of course, oh, and there goes the cover to the light again, the directional control for the right steering and the seals. Correct seal for that tail shaft came in. Okay, and so I got 2 of them actually, so I've got one positioned up in there. As you can see, we're going to take a socket. It's sitting in there a little crooked right now, so we're going to have to straighten it out. But I got a big socket, my 3/4 sockets that we're going to put on there, get it flat, and tap it, and push that seal right in. So shouldn't be all that difficult. Let's get you guys set up on the tripod here. We're going to go from this side because it's going to work from the side that I originally had the camera on. Turn this up a little bit. I don't know how much you're going to see, but we'll go see if we can't get that in. So we're using a 2-inch socket here. Move that out of the way a little bit. Position that up in there. See if we can't get it square. When it's square, when we hit it, tap it. It's not exactly square. All right. Tap the bottom of it a little. If we can't get this thing to go, it's tilting on me. It's tilting on me. It's trying to go in crooked. All right, I'm gonna have to pop that out of there. Let me play with it and come back to you, because you guys are a little bit in the way. Okay, it's up and in there. Let's come over here, pull this to the side. Let's see it, a little wood on there. And what I did is I took a chunk of wood and just hit it on the bottom to flatten it out, put the socket back on, and we hammered around the rim like that, and it went right in. So there we go, a new output seal. Now we got to get it back together. And again, since how it's crowded under here, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll bring it back in once it's back in together. But I mean, we can put the yoke on it pretty easily, probably. Let's take and we'll treat the yoke to a little bit of lubricant. As soon as I find it, here it is. Hit it with a little PB blaster, just to lightly coat it. Maybe I'll hit it with PB blaster. There we go. I'm not showing you anything, am I? Okay. Just so that's got a little bit of lube on there. Let's see if we can line the splines up. Okay. There we go. Right in there. Look at that. Just like that. All right. Now, this is a little bit more tricky because let's see if we can't line that up the way that that's, because what I got to do is I got to go like this and then rotate it around like that and then bring this in like this. I may need two hands for that. Yeah. Line that up and then we can pull that like that. There we go. And then I need to pull the yoke out some. There we go. To line it up with that. Make sure that we got it. It's just sitting up there. So let me get you guys back up on the tripod here. Oops. Sorry about jostling you. We'll get you set up. Ow! Just whack my head on the lift. This is just amateur hour, ain't it? Okay. So what we gotta do now is take the strap ties. Go ahead and just get them started. In a minute here, we gotta get this seated correctly. Okay, that looks like it's seated there. Let's take it, pull that yoke out a little bit like that. There we go. It's gotta come down a little bit. It's seated a little high there. There we go. All right. These in and torque to their spec. Right now we'll just get them hand tight, right? I think they're like, we did them by hand originally. Let's put a 3/8 or 7. Let's find out. Tighten them up just a little bit here. Yeah, 7/16. Tighten them in just a little bit. Let's turn this. Okay. Let's use the big fat wheels to turn it. Hopefully that won't leak. And we greased to put it in so it should seal. Got a brand new seal on it. We're gonna have to put oil in it because as we showed you earlier in the segment, it ended all up on the floor. So we'll do that too. While we're under here, we'll do that controlling valve for the power steering. And then we got one other thing to do under here before we put her up, put her down again. And that's gonna be, I gotta turn the wheels if I can and get to one grease zerk on the control arm here. There's stuff in the way that's otherwise blocked. I'll show you. to look up the torque spec for these. And we'll torque them. But the seal's replaced. We got a spare in case it leaks again too. But what I'm talking about is, go ahead and we'll replace all this. But I've got, where is it? Which one was it? Is it over on this side? Yeah. Well, this one we're never going to get to. That's because that's right in there. But there's another one that's, if we turn the wheel, we can get it right here. See, it's got no grease on it. Now we got to do is push that rod out that way, and we'll see if we can't move that over and get it. All right. So we're going to do that work. I'll bring you guys back in. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment with more good stuff. Man, we scored today. Not only did the seal come in, which you just saw us put on, and the control valve, which we're going to put on, but I got the part that was broken for the steering, came in today too. This part right here, that broke off, right there. I got, came in. Thank you, Ben Corvette. His YouTube channel, name is Ben Friend actually. So I can get that back together. And extra exciting is these just came in. I ordered 4 sets of Avenger DT Mastercraft tires. They're decent tires to go ahead and mount on the rally rims. These rims right here. I have cover, I have trim rings for all of them. And we're going to take these off. We're going to clean them up. I was over at Ace picking up some grease, because the grease gun needed some grease, and while I was there I picked up a couple of sample colors. We might do red to match the interior, make a little bling on that, or we'll go with black and keep to the theme of the side pipes, or just keep them plain old gray. I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that stuff. So hey, we're ready to fly. All right, so we'll get going here, and you see all that coming up. All right, we'll be back in just a minute with some more exciting adventure with Ghost the Corvette. Okay, so we're up here getting this directional control valve for the steering swapped out here, okay? And we've got the lines that go to the cylinder off from the end here. Let's add some light, shall we? Okay. And then the top 2 lines are your feed and your return. Now, before doing that, it's going to make a mess. It's trying to drain everything. I'm also going to get a bigger bucket because I know when I pull those 2 lines, they're going to leak too. The other little hint I'll give you is that when you go to pull the bolt out of here to pull it off of the adjustment sleeve here, you're going to need to take off this bottom line to get enough clearance to slide the bolt out. So we had to do that. Of course, that makes a mess too. So that's just a quick update of where we are with this. I'll go ahead and pull them off. I'm going to let it continue to drain for a little bit because the last, ow, walk right into the damn lift. Hit me in the head. Going to cause a concussion here. Because I know it's going to leak bad. We'll let it go ahead and drain off a little bit and put a bigger bucket under there, a wider mouth on it, and pull those off. Once you start with your line wrenches, you can go ahead and switch to a regular wrench and be quicker to get those out, so you have to do that. But this is a pretty big one in the back. I don't know if I have one large enough for that. I should probably. So we'll take the small one out first and hit it with some clean goo to get it a little bit cleaner, and we'll go from there, and I'll be back once we get this stupid thing off. All right, so hang tight. Okay, so here's an update. We had to take the end piece off so I could turn it and get under it to pop it, the caster nut on it, so we could get it to drop out of the thing, the control arm, so that we can twist it off and get the new one on and then pop it back up in. So I got to pull down on this linkage a little bit, probably put a block in it to keep it down, and of course made a mess. That's a requisite, turning the wheel and pumping all the fluid out, but we got it off. This is always a pain because with the taperless ones you should be able to whack them and come off. It eventually popped when I put a pickle fork under it, but it's being a pain. Ouch. And I keep hitting my head on this stupid lift. Not a stupid lift, I love my lift, but ow. Alright, so I'm gonna go and turn this off. We'll show you. So we got everything cleaned up. We'll be back with a quick update. Being a pain in the neck, as usual. Right, old nasty part. And yes, that's a dirty, nasty job. Got it all off, obviously. And over here, sitting on it, brand new, nice part. Up in, thread it in. All we gotta do is grease it. Preserve, made a mess, like I already showed you. Stuff everywhere. But it's done. New valve on. Hopefully everything works right. We'll find out real soon. Okay, so I got that one done. We got the seal done. We've got to go ahead and torque these yet. I'm gonna go and torque them. They haven't been torqued down yet. Do that. We got to refill this with fluid because we lost it all there. And we're gonna need to refill this from the top side, but we'll do it when we put the new valve covers on and fix that leak. Because we got to pull the alternator, put the valve covers on, and I got to pull the alternator to get to the cap to fill this up. So we'll do that, and then we'll show you to try it out. Now, anything else under here? Let me think. We got to hook this back up. That's got to be re-hooked up. Get everything greased. Everything's tight. I think. Oh no! One more thing I'm going to do is I got a heat shield for this. I'm going to go ahead and mount the heat shield. I'll show you that. Just to protect it because of the headers. And then we'll be done underneath. Alright, so hang on and we'll come back with some more underneath and then we'll go up to the top side. Alright, we're back at it here. And I don't know how many times I smack my head on this stupid thing, but I've got this one right here. I got a lump while I was doing this, getting this in place. I got a lump on the top of my head. So I'm sneaking this segment in. We're gonna do a little sidebar, okay? On this, because I have a question for you and I want you to comment. Of course, the decision will be made prior to your comments, but I'd like to know what you think anyways. Our tires came in, right? So we're gonna get the wheels all set up and have ones that don't deflate and don't flap around. And we'll be ready to rock and roll. Obviously, we're going to paint them up. We're going to use the rallies, right? We decided to do that. We're going to clean them up, and they're all going to get primed gray, okay, for that. But then I got to shoot them with a color, I'm thinking, and I want to do that. And the question that I have for is, what do you guys think we have to do? I got the paint, okay? So here's what I'm thinking. I've got the Rust-Oleum. It's a primer, you know, it's an automotive primer, gray, and we can put a regular gray over it. I've got black, and I have red. All right, so here's what the things are. Okay, we're doing the rallies. Let's do the passenger side because you can see the whole thing over here because they've got the rallies on. I can do gray like they're supposed to be, right? We can keep them gray, it can match the body, and you can have it gray to the body. That would be okay. That would work. We could do a black line, right? Because we have the black headers here. These are going to get cleaned up and they're going to get sprayed with high temp paint. I've got some high temp black that we're going to go ahead and put in there, clean it up so that it looks really sharp. We can keep a black line all the way down to the wheels. Or we can do a little bling on it, right? And we can match the interior color, the red. I sprayed up the red a little bit here. Let me show you. This is what the red looks like when it's sprayed up. Let's get some light on it. There we go. Okay? And it's a pretty good match to the interior. So what I want you guys to do for me is, you'll see it at the end what I decided to do, and I'm going to tell you anyway, so you can do that. Give me your comments and what you think. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I like contrasting colors, so I think what I'm going to do, because I have the trim rings for it, right, and I have the center caps, so all you're going to do is see the rim around here. I am going to do it in the red and have a contrasting color. It's a darker color, so it follows kind of the dark line theme that's at the bottom of it, and but it'll be contrasting, and I think it'll be eye-popping. And if we drive it for a while and we don't like it, we can always play it black, and if that doesn't work, we can always cover it with the gray. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, we're not trying to make this thing look perfect yet, right? What we're doing is we're shooting for performance. But I do, you know, when it should look classy, it should look a little mean, you know, to go with the tone, the rumble tone of it. So that's what I think we're gonna do, but I like your comments. Let me know what you think of the results and what you would do. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get back to work. We're gonna jump right back into it and see if we can't wrap this sucker up. All right, so we're up in here trying to get the heat shield on, right? And it's got a major fitment issue. If you can look up there, you'll see the top of the shield is contacting the positive, and there's no real way unless you really gouge and cut it out for the go with that. So we're just not going to use this one. We'll get some heat shielding wrap if we have a problem. But there wasn't really a problem to begin with. I was just trying to be a little preventative. So this particular type and style of shield is a no-go for this because you have to modify it way too much. So we're gonna put everything back, not do it, and call it good. And if we have an issue, we'll go to heat wrap on it. All right, so we'll be back. All right, so let's torque these. We're gonna torque them in two settings, first at 35 and then at 65. So got my wrench all set up. We're going to end up turning the shaft. Oh, taking more than 45. You may have to throw that in gear. All right. Stick a block of wood up there. Let's try that. Stick a piece of 2x4 up. Stop it from flipping around on us. Really? It's going to be that way. Right, be that way. Yeah, let's just roll that right up there. No, let's just play hard to get. I know what you're thinking. Just hop up and stick it in gear. Yeah, it's easier said than done when it's up on the lift. All right, let's see where this gets us. Probably at least a 35. I don't trust that. Man, I don't know if those are supposed to be at 65. I mean, that's what it said in there, but oh my God. I haven't hit 35 yet. Let's switch over to my beam. Instead of my click tight. See what the beam says. We're at. Okay, that's like 35 on the beam. I'm not sure we're gonna go any tighter than that. That's like, lordy. I don't trust the torque specs. Certainly don't want to snap it off. Okay, we're at 35 on both of those. I wonder if that's not, that band isn't on right. We're not in seated correctly. Feels like it is. Looks like it is. On the total metal of it. Bring the other ones around, tighten them to 35. Not afraid of snapping bolts off in the yoke. I mean, they do call it for 65, but really. Really? And those don't feel good. And how you do torque, and you can tell when maybe it's a little bit too much. Okay, those are like 35 foot-pounds. And I'm not feeling comfortable going to 65. That's double that. That's like really uncomfortable. Everything looks seated all right. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more research. I'll let you know where we're gonna end up. Okay, we're good. I re-looked that spec up. It's actually 25 to 35. We're sitting right around 30 to 35 on these bolts, these yoke bolts. The bigger, it's for the bigger ones down here, like these in here, to the flange bolts for this, that you torque to the higher spec on the half shafts. But as far as that, we're good. Okay, so the only thing we got left to do now is I'm gonna put some oil in it. We're not putting the shield on, like I said, because it's touches the positive cable, and you know that's a direct short, so we're not doing that. Then, providing we have no issues with this that we put on, we should be all set there. We do have to put liquid in there, but we'll do that when we're on the top side. I don't have any other things that I need to do underneath it, because we tightened everything up that needed to be tightened up. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with oil, and we should be good to rock and roll. As far as underneath, you can come back down and get back to work on the top side. So we'll be back when we switch over. All right, let's do a quick update here, shall we? We shall. I've got this in, obviously, in the we already went through and showed you all how the mechanisms work. Okay, so the way that it does work is it's got the multifunction, right, up or down to go ahead and turn the switch. If you pull forward on this, you're going to turn on the headlights. It actuates the rod. You can see it down there pushing that down, and that works right. Now, the other thing it does is the washer wipers, right? So you do that, and when you press it in, it's supposed to cause the wipers to go on. You can still turn it. Now, my impression here is it should pop out back out a little bit when you do that, but mine isn't doing that. So I'm going to pull this off again. I only got 2 bolts in it because I just wanted to test it. And we're going to look up in there and see if that, I know it's still springy. I've seen it. I've seen the back of it. We'll see if it's sticking a little bit, and we'll see if it can't get it working correctly. But we should have all the functions, although we might be a little bit manual on that pump. Right, and that rod can slide all the way out of there, so we may have to do a little tightening on it, but we'll figure out what we need to do here. I just thought I'd update you on that. We're waiting on the locking plate clip and the canceling cam retainer, which is both got broke when we pulled it out. And then we're going to clean up all this stuff here, which is the horn assembly, and everything is here for it. It's not in too bad shape. A little surface rust. We'll go through everything that we need to go through and take care of that. All right, so just a quick update, and we'll be back when we know we got everything working right.